Hello, welcome to the video. So, I just want to talk a little bit about um, the 27 books of the New Testament. When were they consolidated, being used, recorded by any one person? And oftentimes you hear Catholics say, "We gave you the Bible." There's no basis for that whatsoever. The Bible is written by Jews, including Luke, who is a proselyte. Who a proselyte is a Gentile who has adopted Jewish culture. So in God's eyes, he's a Jew. Okay, so the rest of them were full-blooded Jews. Mark was the son of Peter. First Peter 5:13. But anyway, the first person that's recorded this paragraph right here. This is around the year 250. So a gentleman by the name of what's his name? Yeah, Oregon. I don't know how you pronounce that, but he had mentioned the author, every single author in the New Testament. Okay, so he mentioned Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and Peter. Even Peter cries out with trumpets in two of his epistles. Now that's interesting. He recognizes that Peter wrote more than two epistles. I agree with him. First Peter is one epistle. Second Peter chapters 1 and 2 is another epistle. And Second Peter chapter 3 is a third epistle. And that's my understanding. So I can see where he's coming from with that, and I agree with him on that. Then he mentioned James and Jude and then John, okay, and through his epistles. So first, second, third John. And now that Revelation, not the Apocalypse, originally called Apocalypse, is not considered an epistle, but based on other good evidence from other sources, he also accepted Revelation scripture. So this suggests that he, and I'll continue on, and then the 14 of his apostles referring to Paul. So if you do not consider Hebrew part of written by Paul, then you have 13. So this suggests that she considered the book of Hebrews as part of his epistle, being Paul. Okay, so if you go to how many letters Paul write, it's 13, at least 13, and a debate whether Hebrew is written by Paul or not. Okay. So the point I'm making all this, now, first of all, he was actually excommunicated from the church. Now, we have to understand, Catholic would like to use the word Catholic means universal, and everybody was Catholic all the way back to Peter. Everybody's universal. That is such a broad paintbrush. First of all, Jesus did not start the church with the Catholic Church. Okay, he started with the house of Israel, and the church did not become universal until after the judgment of 12 tribes of Israel was done. Then Matthew chapter 23 verse 38 was fulfilled, where the house was desolate. Then the church became universal, and only in the sense the church are referring, the word universal, Catholic at that time, what it meant, referring to universal believers that are sanctified regardless of outward labels, okay? So today we have a lot of people in that sense who are Catholic, myself, who are sanctified, but I don't belong to the Catholic faith of today, okay? So, with the way the word Catholic was used in the first few hundred years of Christianity, it just refers to sanctified believers, okay? So it doesn't matter what denomination you are Catholic in that sense. So today, though, we have Catholic being used as a faith, and it's just, it has common core presuppositions along with Orthodox, whether Greek or Oriental. They all have common core presuppositions. Since I recognize those, I can never be a Catholic or a Greek Orthodox or Oriental Orthodox, because I recognize the presuppositions through church fathers and church history. I go over a lot of the problem church history in my channel. So anyway, So the irony in all this, here the guy was excommunicated, but he is the first, as recorded anyway, as referring to all the authors and 14 epistles of Paul and two of his epistles of Peter, which means he recognizes Peter has 3 epistles, and then Matthew, Mark, and Luke, James, and Jude, and John. Okay, so this suggests that he recognized all 27 books of the New Testament at this point in time. Okay, so for the Catholics to go around saying we gave this to you, now keep in mind this is recorded. What's recorded? For all we know, there could have been people you compiled all 27 books prior to AD 250. Okay, we have evidence people in the first century using just about all the books except for 6, and the 6 that are not included are just really short books, and they're not really, they weren't really referenced, and but they were short, like Jude, it's really short. It's only one chapter, So anyway, enough about that. And then, shoot. So when I record, I lose all my shortcuts, so they're all gone. But there's also what's his name? Yeah, Athanasius. That's the other person. I guess I'll make a part 2 because it's important. This other person who also deserves credit. So I'll make this part 1, and be looking forward to part 2. Thank you.